Hey guys, so today we're going to talk about what is the difference between proactive living and reactive living. And I think this is a mindset shift that we should go through and analyze in every element of our life. So first let's talk a little bit about what proactive is. Then we're going to talk a little bit about what reactive is. And then I'm going to give you a few different scenarios of things that you may be doing during your day that you might be able to shift around a little bit and move into the areas of your life where you have more energy. Okay, so what is reactive? Reactive is if something happens, like a phone call comes in, or say for example, you started out and you were going to write a new ad, or you were going to write a new email, or you were going to start a report or a budget or something for work, and a phone call rings and you just grab the phone, and then a message comes in and you grab the message, and then somebody walks in and you address that. That's all reactive. That's all reacting to the moment that is there. If you set a schedule and you say, at such and such time I'm going to do this, and at such and such time I'm going to do that, that's a version of proactive. But I think that's the simple version. That's the version that we all say, like, oh, well, if you just schedule the stuff and you show up and you manage your time and blah, 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 it's going to be successful. We all know that's bullcrap. We all know that the moment typically we hit the office that our day ends up with some extra element that we didn't expect. Or when we start to work on our businesses, that as we start to do something, some notification comes in or some message or whatever the case may be, and we respond to it. But if you carve out some periods of the day that you could really focus on the proactive elements of either your job, your life, or your business, you will find not only such a greater sense of accomplishment, but you will also find that you have completed and taken action on the right things, and magically you always find space for the other things anyway. So an example of that would be doing those things in the morning or during your best part of your brain activity. So some people like to wake up early, some people don't. It really, in my opinion, it doesn't matter. Yes, I know there's lots of different studies out there, lots of different opinions, but to me what matters is what you do first during your day. If you love on the things that are priority to you first, whether that's working out, eating right, creating content for your business, whether it is running numbers or analyzing numbers, or if it's talking with your team members and motivating them, what are the elements in your business that really make things tick? What are the elements in your life that really makes things just kind of, be a well-oiled machine? Focus on those first. Now, the first hour that you wake up, maybe you're a little groggy, maybe you're a little out of it. Maybe you're somebody who just hits the ground running. It doesn't matter whether it's that first, like right when you get out of bed or within that first little bit. But once your brain really starts to wake up and you get that dose of glycogen, that you really take heed on the things that are priority. And then as the day goes on, you are prepared to react to those other things because you already got rid of the stuff that was a priority to you. And then you have this sense of accomplishment. You have this sense of regenerated energy because you tackled your priorities. So as an example, we do what we call as our core four, where we need to worry about our being, we need to worry about our balance, we need to worry about our business, and we need to worry about how we build. And what is that growth mindset? How do we incorporate that into our being? How do we incorporate that into being a being in balance? How do we incorporate that into a balanced being business? And how do we build all of that simultaneous? We're looking to build an empire with our lives. We're looking to build an empire with multiple others' lives. And your definition of empire, my definition of empire are probably not the same, and that's okay. But I'm working to build the version of my empire that would inspire others to have their own version of their empire. And to do that, we have to focus first on ourselves. So when we wake up, first thing I do is 20 ounces of water. I get to have alkalized water. I manufacture it on my counter. So I have 20 ounces of 9.5 alkalized water. Then I go out for at least a mile of a walk. I listen to something that is motivating to me, that is inspiring to me, something typically on YouTube, or listen to the wins of the people that I work with and that I build businesses with. And then I come back and I have my green juice, and whether that's got avocado and spinach or an apple or whatever that may have in it, I have that first. And then I always send some kind of message telling people what I honor about them, or what I appreciate about them, or what I love about them. And that just synergizes me. I am an online marketer, so I build content a lot. So I do that first thing in the morning, and then I homeschool my little guy. I don't worry about any of my business stuff that is like reactive to my business until after 3 o'clock during the day. And I find that I like doing that stuff in the evenings. I've attended to myself first thing in the morning. I've attended to my little guy during the day and given him my best. And then I attend to my business. And since my business is something I'm so passionate about, I can recreate energy in my business too. It wasn't always the case. Typically around 5, 6, 7 o'clock at night when I was coming out of the office, I was done. I was emotionally spent. I was physically taxed, and I didn't want to work out. I didn't really care what we had for dinner. I didn't want to talk with my spouse. I was just done. I certainly I didn't have the patience for homework. I tried, but I know I fell short a lot of times, and it simply wasn't until I had had enough and I really started to reposition the blocks in my life and try and categorize what was the proactive things that were going to bring the life that I had hoped for and dreamt for, versus the things that were just getting tossed at me and I continued to catch because I thought it was normal. So I hope I hope you got a little bit out of my definition of a proactive life versus a reactive life, and how you might be able to reposition some things to be in a position where you are growing, you are inspired to give, you are inspired to make an impact, and that you are loving yourself every step of the way. Thanks so much for checking out another video. In the meantime, stay legendary. Bye-bye.